Welcome back to the Paddock Porch. It is Friday, aka Furahi Day, and the race weekend begins now. All the F1 fans will say everything else can wait until Monday. Round 11, and we are almost halfway into the 2026 season. We are headed to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. I knew of Budapest from movies, but I never quite checked out Hungary until I started watching Formula One. The Porsche pre-race brief is up next, so lights out, let's go. The Hungarian Grand Prix in one word: strategic. Yeah, good strategy can win you a race at the Hungaroring. Favorite Hungarian Grand Prix moment? I would have to say Besti's win, that is Esteban Ocon's win in 2021. It was his first win. He was driving for Alpine. The other one I think of is Oscar Piastri's first Grand Prix win. Probably not the first win any driver or anyone would hope for, because it happened because of team orders. McLaren ordered his teammate Lando to swap positions with him. It opened the door for more wins for him, so I think it just takes one and that's it. Everything opens up. Hungaroring track rating, I'll give it an 8.8. Mostly we see strategic battles play out more than on-track battles. I don't know with the new cars, with the new regs, if it will change this year, but yeah, strategic battles play out more than on-track battles. Saturday qualifying, who takes pole position? One of those Grand Prix where qualifying sessions are absolutely important and can determine the outcome of race day. They call it Monaco without the walls. So this particular weekend, I will have my pole sitter as Kimi Antonelli. He's been doing some really good racing since we started. So race day podium, that's hard because in the past, McLaren and Red Bull have been successful at the Hungaroring. Lewis Hamilton as a driver has also been successful at the Hungaroring. I'm going to do P1 Kimi, P2 Lewis, P3 Lando. Those are my podium predictions for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you have other predictions, you can put them in the comments. Let's wait and see who will be on podium at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's see who's going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. McLaren and Red Bull have found pace. Now Ferrari and Mercedes podium presence will be challenged every race day, every weekend. I wait to see that. I love competition. I love challenges. I love battles. So any team gets pace, I am happy because now we'll see more track action. At Spa, Haja was the biggest mover. He moved from P21 to P6. So that's why I'm saying Red Bull got some pace. Lando moved from P13 to P7, showing us that really McLaren got some pace coming into Spa. So the only thing we need to see if it was track specific or it's the real deal. Cadillac is the only F1 team that does not have any point. So let's see the other half of the year if one of the Cadillacs or both drivers at least get some points before the season ends. Alex Albon is coming to South Africa. The Williams FW48 F1 car has been doing rounds in shopping centers nationwide. I'm so happy about all this because anyone who's been here for long saw me do a video about this last year when one of my favorite drivers, Sergio Perez, visited. When F1 drivers come to the continent, they come for holiday and they leave. During the FIA prize giving in Kigali, Rwanda, I remember Max was the only one who stayed to interact with locals outside of the official event. Other drivers, Leclerc, I think Lando also came. It was like an airport stopover for them. Their sponsors, their partners, their teams themselves, they didn't put any effort to engage with people who support the sport here. I remember somebody asking me why I feel entitled for an F1 driver or an F1 team to meet African fans. Why not? I mean, they do it everywhere else. Their sponsors, their partners, they arrange these forums for drivers and teams to meet fans. So why not Africa? Why should African fans, myself included, not expect that an F1 driver, an F1 team will make an effort to create a fan forum where we can meet them? On my own behalf, I contribute to the F1 ecosystem. I'm one of those fans who watches every single race. I support teams and drivers. I buy merchandise when I can. I help grow the sport through content. Every week you will see F1 content on the Paddock Porch. I'm not part of the 1%, you can imagine, of fans who can travel to Grand Prix around the world. I've been to Grand Prix venues like the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but it wasn't an F1 weekend. The logistics of it around that time is really hectic. So yes, I think it's reasonable to expect drivers and teams to meet their fans in Africa and for them to make some effort to engage with fans and F1 content creators from here. We contribute to the ecosystem. That will soon change because I see Williams is recognizing that they need to connect with African fans because it's an untapped market for mostly about everything. I saw Albono say that he doesn't know if African fans want to see him, that probably they want to see Lewis Hamilton. If you get just a few fans at the engagements, it is by design. Maybe fans didn't get the memo early or we didn't get the information of where the engagements were happening. For myself, I would try my best to make time to go to any F1 event for any F1 team who's sending an active F1 driver to South Africa because currently I'm in South Africa. I did the same thing when Red Bull brought the RB7 on the streets of Sandton. David Coulthard was the one who was driving during that weekend. And yeah, we went to the streets of Sandton and we watched the RB7, listened to the amazing sound of the engine. It would be an easy choice for any active driver who I watch every single week. Red Bull presence is big here, but they now need to bring active F1 drivers. Now that the summer break is here, a lot happens in summer breaks. That is how this porch was created. I learned podcasting during last year's 2025 summer break. Anyway, now that the summer break is here, I want to invite anyone who supports and engages the Paddock Porch to join me for the Dutch Grand Prix pre-race recording. If you are interested, let me know in the comments. Formula One isn't an end of season event. It is not an end of the year event. It's a full year round sport. I watch races the whole year. I make F1 content every single week. So I take it very seriously. Before, this was called Shiko Talk. I was giving my own opinions. So yeah, I decided to start inviting people and I learned podcasting during the summer break. I do everything myself. It has been a learning experience, especially with guest episodes, because throughout the season, very few people say, I want to come to the porch. But when the season is ending, suddenly everyone is saying, I want to come to the porch. By that point, I've already invited people who have showed interest during the year or have already planned a solo episode. So what am I saying? If you have never been to the porch, don't wait until the end of the season to ask to come. That said, next up after the summer break, we go to Zandvoort, Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. I cannot wait. I want to wish all the teams, all the drivers, all the fans an amazing summer break. Learn something new, connect with friends and family, and just make it count. Thank you so much for watching. Stream the Paddock Porch on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and follow wherever you watch and listen. This is the Paddock Porch, where we talk hot laps, life, and family. I'm Shiko, and as always, God bless.